always forget how bright that is every time. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I wanted to talk to you about something that seems to be quite a spoken about topic at the moment, quite controversial. There's a lot going on with this topic. You probably know what it is from the title, but you may not be fully aware of what's gone on if you don't follow it all, I guess. But I felt like I wanted to make a video about it just to talk about my opinions on it all, because I just wanted to say how I felt. Basically, over the past few days there has been a lot of controversy and a lot of mixed reviews, mainly negative, on Zoe Sugg, aka Zoella's new Zoella lifestyle advent calendar for 2017, and there's been a lot of hate towards it about the products you get in it and the price, and I want to talk about my personal opinion on it and sort of the hate that she's been getting, and sort of tell you how I've been feeling about it in my personal opinion. Before I start this video, I just want to put a little disclaimer on the fact that I absolutely adore Zoe and have done for a very long time, and yeah, I have some mixed opinions on everything that's been going on, but I just wanted to put a little disclaimer that I'm not sending any hate towards her, because that is not my intention, and I don't have any hate to send towards her because I think she's wonderful and everything that she does is just so inspiring, and she's such a wonderful human. So I feel like it sounds like I'm saying that just to cover up all the horrible things I'm going to say about her, which I'm obviously not going to say any horrible things about her. I just wanted to put it out there that I do really love her and everything she does. So yes, I have some different opinions on this calendar, but just wanted to put it out there that I do love her and I've been watching her videos for a while and she's helped me through a lot. Just felt like I wanted to say that and explain that to you guys. She's been selling this advent calendar, I'll put a picture on screen now, being sold for £50 in Boots, and it's a 12-day calendar, which is another thing that people aren't happy about. And also it doesn't have all of her products in. So the main complaints are the fact that it's so expensive for what it is, the fact that it only has 12 days, and also the fact that it doesn't have a lot of her products in. The stuff that you get in there, people believe isn't worth the money. So there's a number of factors towards why people are hating on it so much, and to be honest, I kind of understand. I feel like people are being too aggressively hateful about it. I'll be honest, if I received it as a gift, say if my mom or someone brought me that advent calendar as a gift, I would be more than happy, because I still think it's a nice thing and it's got some cute little bits and bobs in there. However, now knowing what is actually in the calendar and the price of it, I wouldn't actually buy it for myself, because £50 is a lot of money anyway, and I don't have a lot of money, so I mean I probably wouldn't have been able to afford it regardless of what was in there. But I think now knowing what's in there, I'd rather save my money and get some of her other products separately maybe, because for me personally I wouldn't want to spend £50 on it. So although I wouldn't buy it for myself, I do think it is quite a nice calendar and I wouldn't mind it as a gift, and although I wouldn't expect anyone to spend that much money on me, but you know what I mean. If I got it as a gift I'd be happy, but I wouldn't want to buy it myself, is basically what I'm trying to say. And in terms of it being only a 12-day calendar, I don't mind that, because the last couple of years I've had Tanya Burr's advent calendar and hers has been 12 days each time. She's brought out another one this year which I haven't actually got and I'm thinking I'm going to get, but I don't know, because I've loved the last two. Anyway, I have nothing against 12-day calendars. It means, I think with Tanya's, it meant that she could sell it for cheaper. She wanted to make sure it was as affordable as possible, and if she did like 24 doors it would have been quite a lot more expensive. But obviously with Zoe's it's a 12-day one but still quite expensive, so it's kind of, I'm not sure. And also the products in it aren't as, you know, luxury as the ones in Tanya's. I'm not trying to compare the two and saying Tanya's better than Zoe, I'm just saying like I'm not usually got anything against like a 12-day calendar, because I've always liked Tanya's and I don't think it's a problem, especially if it's going to save you money. But I guess in terms of Zoe's it's still quite expensive, and in Tanya's you get like makeup products pretty much every day, except for like one day you usually get like a little compact mirror or something. But yeah, with Zoe's, I don't mind it being a 12-day one. I think it's just what you get in those 12 days and the price that's a bit of a problem. I kind of agree that maybe there should be more of her products, like minis of her products in there. So maybe like, I suppose because it's the lifestyle one, it's not going to have any of her beauty stuff in there. Unless maybe she could do a beauty one next year or something. That would be a good idea, because she could put loads of minis in there, like mini body mists and mini hand creams and mini shower gels, just stuff like that. I think if that was for £50 and you were getting stuff like that every day, that would make a lot more sense. But with this one, it's kind of, she's got, I think she has 2 different mini candles in there and a little pencil case, and then she has like a little notebook, a cookie cutter in one, some confetti in one, some stickers in one. So it does seem like not a lot for the price, but so I kind of understand that, and in my opinion I would prefer if it did have more of her products in. But at the end of the day, she spoke about some of the controversy that's been going on in her latest vlog. I'll link that down below or on screen, but she sort of explained that she was really happy with the product that was sent off to the like marketing people or Boots or whatever, and they decided the price. She did not get to decide how much it was or anything like that. That was out of her control, and some people don't agree with that either. But at the end of the day, she made something that she was happy with and she really liked. Maybe she wanted to do something a little bit simpler, maybe just like she had stickers in one door and confetti in another. She wanted something nice and simple like that, and she was really happy with the product and how it turned out. So she's happy with it, that's important. And she obviously thought that a lot of other people would like it, which they definitely would. The only problem is that Boots or whoever has decided on, I'm not slating Boots either, I don't know who decides on the prices or whatever. They might have had a good reason for it. If it was up to her, she wouldn't have put it for that much. I mean, if it was up to her, she'd probably put it for a lot cheaper, because she's not the sort of person to want to get money from people, and people who have been watching her for a while will know that, and you can just tell she's not that kind of person. And a lot of people have been saying that she's just doing it to get more money out of people and manipulate her viewers. It's definitely not the case at all, I don't think. She's made this product that she's really happy with, then sent it away to be put into stores, and the price has just been a bit ridiculous, and she's not really had much control over it, and other people have, obviously, because you would automatically think, oh, why has she put the prices that it's so expensive? But if it's not up to her, then obviously she didn't do it. But then there is also the argument that surely she could have had some say in it. Maybe if she didn't agree with the price, she could have said something, but I don't know how it works. Unless you are in that process yourself, I guess you don't really know how it works. So if she's saying that it wasn't in her hands and she couldn't do anything about it, then I believe her, and I think everyone else should too. I feel like she's being honest. I feel like she's a very trustworthy person. Obviously I don't know her personally, but that's the way she comes across, and I just feel like that is the honest truth, and she is not the sort of person that would ever do that. If she was that sort of person, all of her products would be overpriced for what they are, and they're not. I think all of her products are amazingly priced, and you get a lot for what you pay for, and everything's really affordable. It's just this one calendar seems to be a little bit overpriced in my opinion, and obviously a lot of other people's opinions. But again, she's saying that wasn't in her hands, so I believe her for that. Yeah, it is kind of an awkward one, because I do kind of agree with what some people are saying. She kind of said that she was happy for people to like give her constructive criticism and talk about things that they were unhappy about in a nice way, and that's how I feel like I'm talking about it now. I'm sort of saying that yes, I don't really agree with the price for what you get, and I would have preferred more of her own products in there rather than stickers and confetti, maybe some minis of some of her other lifestyle range. I don't know, I just would have preferred other things. But again, not everyone is going to like the product she brings out. Her latest summer range, the gelato one, I wasn't too keen on the smell. I think the products seem really lovely, but I don't have any of them because I'm just not that keen on the smell. Like, I would use it, I don't mind it, but it's not my favourite, so I didn't buy it. But that's because not everyone is going to like everything, are they? You can't please everyone. And that doesn't mean I'm totally against her and I think it's awful how she's brought out those products because I don't like them. Do you know what I mean? Not everyone is going to like everything, so that's the same with anything. I realise this video is probably going to cause a lot of controversy, but if you could be nice in the comments, that would be greatly appreciated, because I know some of you guys might not agree with what I'm saying, but I believe that none of this was Zoe's fault. If you disagree, then I guess, yeah, feel free to say, but I don't want this to cause arguments in the comments, because that's just not what I'm about, and I just don't agree with that. Let me know your opinions at least, but be nice about it. Constructive criticism, nice constructive criticism is the way forward. So yeah, that's sort of my overall views on this whole calendar fiasco. I don't want to go too much into it because I don't want to talk about it forever, but there was one other thing I wanted to talk about in this video, and that was the fact that all of this has just spiraled into so much more hate over things that are completely irrelevant to this and just ridiculous to bring up. Before I mention all of that, in case you don't know what it is, I'm just going to ask you guys a question, or just see if you can relate with me here. If you use Facebook or something like that, something that has a similar kind of thing, have you ever gone onto your Facebook memories that come up and it's like shows all the posts that you put up from exactly a year ago today, then 2 years ago, up to however many years ago you know what I mean? It shows posts from that day, like a certain amount of years ago. Have you ever been scrolling down and you've got to like a post from 7 or 8 years ago, and it's just been something awful and cringy and ridiculous, and you look back on it and think, I can't believe I said those things, that's pretty awful or pretty weird and that's embarrassing. I'm glad I'm not like that now. I've obviously changed since then. Everyone does that, don't they? I'm sure you can all agree. There's a lot of times where I look back through my Facebook memories and think, why the hell did I say that? It's just things you say when you're a lot younger, you don't realise what you're saying sometimes, and I don't know, just some things are quite embarrassing or quite silly or just not nice things to, not necessarily really nasty, but sometimes you can just find things that you wouldn't say now when you're a changed person. This is exactly what this situation is, but because it's Zoella and she is in the public eye, people have targeted her for it and are bringing back old tweets of hers from years and years and years ago that are obviously things that she tweeted in the past that are irrelevant to what's going on now, and obviously she would never say now, and it's just things that she said in the past that have been taken way out of context and now are being used against her. There's actually been a hashtag that has been started for her, and it's like a trending hashtag at the moment, and it's called the Zoella is over party or something. It's ridiculous. And basically people have found some of her really old tweets, some of them tweeting stuff about people on X Factor, for example, her calling them like chavs and stuff. Some tweets that come across quite homophobic, but I don't think they were meant that way. Again, I think it's just something you say when you're younger, you don't think about it. And I mean, I'm not trying to be like patronising, because obviously she's older than me now, and she wasn't like really young when she tweeted these, but she was still younger, and years ago that you say things you don't mean and you don't realise what you're saying. I'm not going to like show any of those tweets in this video because I don't want to give them more recognition, because obviously this is the past and don't need to show those things, and you might have already seen them anyway. But I just wanted to say that I think that's ridiculous that people are trying to bring those back up again out of nowhere. They were from like 7 years ago, and I think she would have been my age. Is she 27 now, I believe? And obviously 7 years ago she would have been 20, which is my age. And yes, I wouldn't say these things now either, but 7 years ago things were a lot different, and a lot of people didn't really understand, like weren't very, not educated. I feel like I'm making it sound like she's uneducated. That's not what I mean. Things are very different now, and I mean, it's never okay to say things like that, but I don't think she meant it in an offensive way, because she just didn't realise what she was saying, and I think anyone would have been the same. Like, I think you hear a lot of the time about celebrities or YouTubers or things tweeting things that aren't very nice or come across as offensive from like years and years ago, because it's just something they've said in the past and not thought about, and they've changed from then, and it's hard to explain, but I think you kind of understand what I mean. And I just think the fact that people are bringing those up all because of an advent calendar doesn't make any sense. It's completely irrelevant anyway. People are saying, oh, it's always been clear from the start that she doesn't appreciate others because she's homophobic or this, and it's just ridiculous. She's deleted those tweets now that people are bringing them back up. I'm sorry, someone's doing something outside my house. I think they're like mowing the lawn, I don't really know, but I'm gonna close the window because it's really loud. She's deleted all of those tweets now because she obviously realises she probably forgot they were even there, and then people were bringing them back up and she thought, oh my goodness, I can't believe I said those things, that is not okay, and deleted them because now she realises that those things aren't okay to say, and she's a different person to that. That's not who she is. And I think it's just given people an excuse to try and find very old posts and things that are irrelevant and part of her past just to be spiteful. Like, bringing up her past has nothing to do with everything that's going on at the moment, and it's not going to help the situation. She is a different person now, like I keep saying, and she is someone that would never say those things now, and everyone knows that she wouldn't say those things now. It is just a reason to cause more hate towards her. And I was reading a blog post earlier about it that someone had written. I can't remember exactly who it was now, but I'll put a link to it here, like I'll put a screenshot here or put the username of who it was. But they basically said that you read a lot of stories about someone, like articles or things or reviews about a celebrity or a YouTuber, and you're reading it and you're thinking, I don't know this person, and that's because that isn't a real person. People say these things about certain people that aren't true and turn them into a person that they want people to see them as, to make them feel better, or because they dislike this person they try and make others dislike them and say things about them that aren't right or twist things. And I think that's exactly what's happening now. People are making these accusations towards her because of tweets from the past and bringing her down so that other people can see her from their opinion. And yes, not everyone is going to like people like Zoe or anyone. There's always going to be people that don't like you. Nobody is going to be liked by everyone, basically, and that's fine. It's impossible to live in a world where everyone is going to like everyone. So yes, not everyone's going to like Zoe and not going to agree with things she does. Maybe they don't really like YouTube, for example, or they don't like the product she brings out. But the way that people are bringing her down and bashing her for things that just don't make sense, that are old tweets that are irrelevant and she didn't mean them in an offensive way, and she realises she's made those mistakes and didn't mean to speak that way, and people are bringing those back into the topic of conversation as if that is relevant, and it's clearly not. And I just wanted to say that I just think it just doesn't make any sense, and I think for people to bring those things up is just really unfair. And I know that if anyone else was in that position where people were bringing up your old Facebook memories, for example, that you'd written something that you look back on from 7 years ago and think, oh, that's a bit of a bad thing to write, I don't know why I put that, it's just a long time ago, obviously different now. And if people made all those posts go viral all over social media and were slating you for it, you'd obviously be a bit like, well, hold on a minute, this was a long time ago, I'm not like that anymore, I didn't mean those things. So why is it different because she is in the public eye and she's such a big icon? Yes, a lot of people are followers of her, and a lot of young people, and just a lot of people follow her journey, and she is very big in the public eye, obviously. So a lot more people are going to see those things, and they are not very nice tweets, but she didn't mean them like that. And I kind of understand that a lot of people are going to be affected by those tweets. I just can't emphasise it enough. It was 7 years ago, and it just doesn't make sense to bring up random tweets from 7 years ago that she obviously doesn't mean and were obviously a mistake she made in the past, and bring them up because they don't like the price of her advent calendar in 2017. What is that? Why is that relevant? It's just not. And I just think it's so unfair the way she's been treated, because again, I don't know her in person, but in my opinion, she's such a sweet, sweet, lovely person. I have met her before, and she was just one of the kindest people I've ever met. And this isn't me trying to brag about the fact that I've met her or whatever, but even just watching her videos, I didn't need to meet her in person to know that she was so sweet, because she's just so real and genuine online. And I think people have assumed that she's so fake because of all of this that has gone on, but she's really not, and I just think it's so unfair how she's been treated over this, and it is just ridiculous for people to have gone so far over something so small. And yes, it is an expensive thing and people are losing out on money, and of course people are going to buy her products no matter how much they are, which is why people think it's unfair, because people think that she's sold them for that much because she knows that people will buy her stuff regardless of how much it is, and it just means she's going to get more money. But that is not the case, and she has explained that. But I think people who are really against her are not going to believe that, and again, not everyone's going to believe the words you say or like you, so as long as the people who genuinely care stick by her, then that's all that matters. And I just think it's very important to just remember that she is a human and we all make mistakes, we are all the same. She just has a bigger following than some of us. That is the reason it is blown up so much, and yeah, she's just a regular human like everyone else, and she has made mistakes in the past, she's learnt from them, she's a different person now. She still makes mistakes now, like this advent calendar is a bit overpriced, but again, she's kind of explained that wasn't totally her fault. But then there may be things that she does that are wrong or makes some mistakes every now and then, but everyone makes mistakes and learns from them. She is not a bad person for that. You can be the most amazing, nicest person in the whole world and still make mistakes. And I totally believe that that is the case with this, and people just can't understand how she could make mistakes. People like her should be perfect and never make any mistakes because she is famous or whatever. But that's not the case. If no one made mistakes, then that would just be a whole different world. We do not live in that world. Life is all about learning from your mistakes, and obviously she made mistakes in the past, she may make mistakes in the present, but hopefully she won't make those same mistakes again in the future, and she's going to learn from them. And to be honest, I don't think a lot of the things she's done are anything that should have been such a big deal, and it's all just been blown way out of proportion because of who she is and because of her following. And the people who really support her understand and believe in her and know that this is just a bit of a mistake and something that will probably be forgotten about soon, and it's not a big deal. Yes, some people might make really bad mistakes, and then yes, maybe you'd lose a lot of respect for them, but at the end of the day, she's not had control over the price, like she said, and just everything that's going on in general with the tweets and the calendar. These are mistakes that she has made or other people have made, and they have been resolved. And the tweets, obviously she's never tweeted anything like that again. Like recently, she's not started saying those things again. She understands she made those mistakes or that people were offended by those tweets. And with the calendar, she has addressed it and she understands how people are feeling and she's taking that into consideration. And I'm sure the people who are involved in dealing with the price have taken in those considerations. Not everyone's gonna be happy with everything, and yes, some things may have been a little bit wrong and maybe it shouldn't have been so expensive, but again, just a mistake that can be resolved. And yes, I don't agree with it too much. I think it is quite overpriced, but I haven't gone on at her and slated her for it, saying like, you are so fake. Yes, I was a bit shocked at first, I'm not gonna lie. At first I was like, wow, I wasn't ever expecting her to do something like that, and then I realised I was being too quick to judge, and after seeing what she had to say about it and the fact that it wasn't up to her what the price was, and she sort of explained herself, like, it makes more sense. And if you just hear her out and understand what's going on and listen, then it makes more sense, and you can understand that she's not a bad person and she's not trying to get money out of everyone. That's basically everything I wanted to say on that subject, and I just wanted to add on to the end, if Zoe ever watches this, I don't know if she will, but just wanted you to know that I love you. There you go, I love you a lot. I've been watching you for a long time. You have helped me in more ways than you would ever know. I think you're a very inspiring person. You have had a huge impact on a lot of people's lives in terms of your positivity and inspiring others, in terms of your struggles with mental health and you being able to help others, myself included, and it's just very important for someone like you to be doing that, because it really has changed a lot of people's lives, and again, myself included. I just think it's so silly that all of this hate is happening over someone that is very sweet and very honest and very real. I just think she is a person that would never ever deliberately try to hurt people. That is not her intentions. It's just so silly how it's all been blown out of proportion, and I just feel so awful for her. And I know for a fact that some of these people who are saying these horrible things, if it was the other way around and people were saying these things about them, they would be feeling a lot different, and they would be saying, well, all these things were in the past, I'm a different person now, or, oh, I didn't mean this, or like, they would understand. But because it's her and it's maybe someone they don't like, or they don't really understand what's really going on and haven't given Zoe the benefit of the doubt, they've just taken it out of control and just let all this happen. And really, Zoe has an absolute heart of gold and would never intentionally try to offend anyone or make anyone spend lots of money for things that might not necessarily be worth it in a lot of people's opinion. And if you don't really know of her and this is the first you've ever heard of her from all of this drama, don't judge her on it. I feel like I could talk about this forever, but I think I'm going to leave it there. You kind of understand my point now, and I hope you can sort of see her in a different light and not think too negatively of her, because I really don't think she deserves the negativity she's getting whatsoever. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up and comment down below some of your thoughts. Again, please be nice. Don't spread more hate. Let's be positive. Constructive criticism only, or positive thoughts. Just a mixture of those sort of things. And yeah, subscribe if you haven't already. That would be really nice. And I will see you in the next video.